Peace. This is Blair with 3 Layers of Wellness. And for part 2 of our series, I'm back with how to visualize. Many people wonder exactly what is meant by the term visualize. Some worry because they don't actually see a mental picture or image when they close their eyes and try to visualize. When some people first try to visualize, they feel that nothing is happening. Usually they are simply blocking themselves by trying too hard. They may be feeling that there's a right way to do this and that their own experience is incorrect or inadequate. If this is how you feel, you need to stop worrying, relax, and accept what happens naturally for you. Don't get stuck on the term visualize. It is not at all necessary to mentally see an image. Some people say they see very clear, sharp images when they close their eyes and imagine something. Others don't really see anything, they sense or feel it, or they just sort of think about it. And that's perfectly fine. Some people are more visually oriented, some are auditory, others are more kinesthetic. We all use our imaginations constantly. It's impossible not to. So whatever process you find for yourself doing when you imagine is fine. If you still don't feel sure what it means to visualize, read through each of these exercises, then close your eyes and see what comes naturally to you. I'm going to take you guys through a couple of them. Close your eyes and relax deeply. Think of some familiar room such as your bedroom or living room. Remember some familiar details of it, such as the color of the carpet, the way the furniture is arranged, how bright or dark it is. Imagine yourself walking into the room and sitting or lying down on a comfortable chair, couch, or bed. Now recall some pleasant experience you have had in the last few days, especially one involving good physical sensations such as eating a delicious meal, receiving a massage, swimming in cool water, or making love. Remember the experience as vividly as possible and enjoy the pleasurable sensations once again. Now imagine that you are in some idyllic country setting, perhaps relaxing on soft green grass beside a cool river, or wandering through a beautiful lush forest. It can be a place that you have been, or an ideal place where you would like to go. Think of the details and create it in any way you would like it to be. Whatever process you use to bring these scenes to your mind is your way of visualizing. By the way, you can open your eyes. There are actually 2 different modes involved in creative visualization. One is receptive, the other is active. In the receptive mode, we simply relax and allow images or impressions to come with us without choosing the details of them. We take what comes. In the active mode, we consciously choose and create what we wish to see or imagine. Both these processes are an important part of creative visualization, and both your receptive and active abilities will be strengthened through practice. Special problems with visualization. Occasionally, a person has completely blocked his or her ability to visualize or imagine at will and feels that they simply can't do it. This type of block usually arises from a fear, and it can be worked through if a person who experiences the difficulty desires to solve it. Usually, a person blocks their ability to use creative visualization out of fear of what he may encounter by looking inside himself. Fear of his own unacknowledged feelings and emotions. For example, a man in one of my classes was consistently able to visualize and kept falling asleep during the meditation, which does happen from time to time when you're getting started for sure. Even now, me being an experienced meditator, I'll still fall asleep at times. Back to the book. It turned out that he once had a profoundly emotional experience during a visualization process, and he was afraid he would become embarrassed by being emotional in front of others. A woman client of mine had difficulty visualizing until she went through therapy and she was able to get in touch with, experience, and release painful feelings that she had buried inside since childhood. The truth is that there's nothing within us that can hurt us. It is only our fear of experiencing our own feelings that keep us trapped. If anything unusual or unexpected arises during meditation, the best thing is simply to look at it fully, be with it, and experience it as much as you can. and you will find that eventually it will lose any negative power over you. Our fears arise from things that we don't confront. Once we are willing to look fully and deeply at the source of fear, it loses its power. If we feel overwhelmed, it can be helpful to get a support from a good counselor or therapist who can help us accept and express our feelings. This is especially important if we've had a lot of pain or trauma in our lives, which I know we all have. Fortunately, problems with visualization are relatively rare. As a rule, creative visualization comes naturally, and the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. If visualization is difficult for you, you may find that saying affirmations is easier and more effective, which the book does talk about later. But I thought this is a good chapter to highlight the how and exactly give you some clear instructions on what you need to do. And like I said, it's nothing that you need to struggle over. Allow what flows naturally, whether that be you actively or passively creating the images within. And just be patient with yourself. Allow yourself space, and just know that it takes time to develop this practice. So it's just like lifting weights for your body. This is doing the weights for your mind. So continuing to lift these weights, and we'll get into more in the next video on 4 basic steps for creative visualization. So stay tuned for that next video, and until next time, peace.